With Sauron's new debut in The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2, a shocking addition to the canon is made. Despite having a somewhat different visage from Charlie Vickers' portrayal of Halbrand in Season 1, this character may still be identified thanks to prosthetics, makeup, and special effects. The Rings of Power chose to stick with Vickers for narrative reasons that Season 2 will reveal, rather than casting a new actor to represent Sauron's next incarnation. Charlie Vickers, in Season 1 of The Rings of Power, portrayed Halbrand as the reluctant king of the Southlands. Galadriel called attention to this role when she saw the royal insignia on the coin pouch he was carrying. He never refuted Galadriel's assertion, even though he claimed to have found the pouch on a dead man, and that he wasn't the hero she was searching for. This was one of Sauron's deceptive cover stories, where he would speak lies by withholding information rather than by stating them straight. Given that his identity is known, Sauron's tricks probably won't seem the same in Season 2. Vickers' elf persona and Vickers' Halbrand character seem to have undergone numerous alterations. As seen in the Season 2 teaser, he will not only find it difficult to trick the elves of Eregion into creating the Rings of Power, but he also seems to have changed his race. Vickers resembles a classic elf, sporting the long hair and pointy ears that Peter Jackson made popular as Elvish in his The Lord of the Rings series. His sly smile and maybe the darkness of his garments are the only other indications that he is Dark Lord Sauron. Tolkien's description of Sauron, who went by the name of Anadar, Lord of Gifts, and was described as fair and beautiful, somewhat matches Sauron's disguise from Season 2. Nonetheless, Sauron was referred to by J.R.R. Tolkien in Eregion as an emissary of the Valar, utilizing his fair form. Sauron could have assumed any form to assist him persuade the elves that he had come with the good tidings of their gods if he had been masquerading as an Ainur, a member of the Valar race. Should Ulmo, the Lord of Waters, have worn a foam-crested helm, Sauron might have made a striking appearance. Given that Ainur frequently assumed humanoid shapes, Sauron's disguise from Season 2 would make sense. Elf form was assumed by the well-documented Ainu Melian during the First Age. In an effort to bring the elves of Eregion onto his side in the protracted struggle for control of Middle-earth, Sauron may have taken on the guise of an elf in an effort to win their faith. In fact, both Middle-earth, The Shadow of Mordor, and the extended version of Peter Jackson's The Return of the King include a fair-skinned Sauron with long hair and a graceful face. Tolkien did not, however, establish that elves had pointed ears or characterize Sauron's fair shape in the Second Age as that of an elf. As a man, or one in man's shape, but greater than any, of the race of Numenor in stature, was how he was characterized. This might support the first season of The Rings of Power's depiction of Sauron as a human, but it's more likely that this indicates an otherworldly Ainur form. This might defy the legend if the Sauron from Season 2 disregards Tolkien's clues about his Ainur fair form. The Rings of Power Season 2 appears to include a lot more monsters, based on the trailer. One such enchanted being can be seen moving toward Celebrimbor as it emerges from a brilliant light. Since people feared the light of his eyes and Anadar was able to convince Celebrimbor to create rings of power with him in the books, it is possible that this luminous, heavenly figure is Sauron. It's also difficult to overlook the Eye of Sauron picture. This might be another version of Sauron, or Vickers' blonde Sauron revealing to Celebrimbor that he is an Ainur. Given that Sauron needs to convince Celebrimbor to believe him, this might succeed. Sauron can then flatter and groom Celebrimbor by revealing his true self to Celebrimbor alone and pleading with him to keep it a secret if he tells Celebrimbor that he took Halbrand's form because people would never have accepted his foreign, true nature. It's possible to see Celebrimbor being prone to this flattery and wanting to leave a legacy that rivals the Silmarils, given his pride and desire to do something as big as his grandpa, Thanor. This theory is backed up by a scene near the end of The Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power Season 2 trailer which shows Sauron making hand gestures, cornered by elves in Eregion, presumably after being exposed. While the scene cuts away to show a supernatural explosion, watching closely reveals what actually happens. As he smirks, elves appear to turn their swords away from Sauron and towards each other. Then, as he twists his wrists, an elf can be seen jerking violently, implying a possible broken neck. Perhaps a superpowered Ainur Sauron is upcoming. The The Rings of Power Season 2 makes a major canon change with Sauron's elf form.